Ruby conducts magic well, retains well, but rapidly converts it into heat. Recommended for combat spells, possibly siegecraft. Note, do not store charged ruby in dry areas or around flammable materials. Topaz. Does not conduct as well. Also converts magic into heat, but not as fast. I'm busy. Is it important? Oh, it's you. Come in. Hello, my friend. I hadn't expected you to return so soon. Had you not been assigned to escort the princes to Castle Amatsu? I see. I'm glad the way was easy on you, then. That is another pleasant surprise. Given recent events, I had thought the roads would be teeming with highwaymen and ronin. Oh, do they? I suppose that makes sense. The Empress has largely consolidated her power by now. One would have to be very brazen to challenge Her Eminence. Oh, I have been... well, you can see that I have been busy. Lord Oromushi has taken me in as a court magician, which is a dream made real, but his demands are many and steep. I have 8 legs, not 8 arms. For example, he hopes to send an expedition to the peaks of the Buriyami Mountains. Rumor has reached his ear that there is silver there to be mined, and he aspires to claim it. But first his men must find it in the waist-deep snow and the howling winds. His current task for me is to craft a means for the men to keep warm, without having to stop and build fires, or wear prohibitively heavy layers of clothing. Yes, I have an idea, at least. You see, certain gemstones, when charged with magic, naturally convert that magic into heat. My idea is a wearable harness, fitted with warming gems. However, the trick is to find the right combination of gems and socketing materials. You see, ruby makes the energy too hot. An effective way to start a fire, but it could also set anyone wearing my harness aflame. Topaz is more mild, but it doesn't hold a charge for as... Oh. I apologize. It seems I am boring you. You look ready to fall asleep where you stand. No, I understand. You've traveled far as of late, and this babble must not be what you want to hear right now. Here, you may rest in this hammock here. I wove it myself, so it may not be the largest or the strongest, but it should suffice, I hope. Oh yes, Lord Oromushi is aware of the diversity in his domain. We Driders may make up the ruling class, as it were, but his lordship has seen to it that his castle be accessible to all of his subjects, species notwithstanding. An extension of Her Eminence's own progressive policies, of course. I think that might be a bit cynical. It's no secret that Oromushi seeks the Empress's favor, but now that she is in power, who doesn't? Besides, I have seen enough generosity on his part to believe that he is sincere. Yes, of course. Rest as long as you need. I must continue working on this, but you're not in my way. If I may ask, how was Castle Amatsu? I hear it's one of the grandest structures in the Empire, rising into the clouds like the head of a great spear. Really? I see. It sounds amazing. I wish I could see it someday. Well, it isn't impossible, but his lordship does require my assistance here. Though if I make enough of a name for myself, perhaps I could eventually transfer there. Serving the Empress herself in her own castle. Could you imagine a greater honor? What am I saying? You've already done that. An honor you have well earned, of course. This was not your first time at Amatsu, correct? You defended it from Lady Tsuchino's forces during the War of the Four Queens? I had started to doubt my memory for a moment. I'm afraid things that don't relate to my current work tend to easily escape my web. I admit I tend to catch things pertaining to you. We are good friends, and with you on the front lines of the war, I was worried. And yes, things have calmed down now, but some of Her Eminence's rivals still live. Can we really expect them to fade peacefully away? Or will they continue to plot against her, to try and steal back whatever power they can? The hornet nests have been destroyed, but some hornets still roam free. It will take a while yet to bring them fully to heel. And you, well, it is rare for a human to rise through our ranks as you have. You could be a tempting target. I'm sorry, my friend. I don't mean to frighten you. I only... Please be careful. That's all I mean to say. You rest. I'll stop now. Topaz should suffice, if placed in a socket of the right material. Perhaps dragon bone? That would help the charge hold longer, but would also increase potency. Then we could have the same problem as with the ruby. Bamboo would help the charge hold, I think. We'll have to run some tests. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I do talk to myself while I work. It helps me organize my thoughts. It doesn't bother you, does it? Yes, I would say I'm a bit nervous. I was worried about you, as I said. What makes you say that? You know me too well. Okay, there is something else I am nervous about. I made you something while you were away. Just a small gift. Here you are. It's a new kimono. I wove it myself, so I know it isn't the most comfortable or the most luxurious, but I hope you like it. Come again? I think your time on the road has perhaps made you delirious. Understandably so, but this garment is far below the expected Drider standards. You see, I'm afraid my research has required me to neglect my weaving, and... You think so? Really? Okay. I'm so glad you like it. Of course, you're very welcome. I know I can be remote sometimes, absorbed in my work. And I know that you have responsibilities of your own. But I miss when we had more time together, before the war. I know things are going to be better now that Her Eminence has united the clans. The Empire has been crumbling under the weight of infighting and the ambitions of the many different nobles for years now. But she has reined everyone back in, and hopefully that degradation can be reversed. I just wish we hadn't had to go through 3 years of chaos to get that. See, I knew you'd understand. You must know better than I do, in fact. Anyway, when I heard you would be coming back here after taking the princes to Amatsu, I wanted to take this chance to show you how much I value your friendship. People always say the best gift is one you made yourself, and I didn't think you'd be interested in some magical trinket, but I'm better at making those than clothing, so... Of course, I will take the compliment then. Thank you for being a friend. As uncertain as things are right now, I'm glad that we can still rely on each other. Wouldn't you rather rest? You've traveled far, and I can be quiet if necessary. If you wish. So, as I said, the goal is to create an arcane means for the Lord's men to stay warm in the mountains, but the problem with that is that I need to find a way to... A very special thank you to my $14 and up patrons, Blake Licorice, Ashton Wolf, and Skunk Paws.